Guys, as we all know, offensive line is a difficult position. One of the things that makes it so hard is that we're always trying to balance ourselves between having forward attitude and also being able to change directions. For me, being able to be light on my feet in pass protection, yet also have a solid connection with the ground so I can stop guys from bull rushing me. On pass protection punching, I need to have balance. Even though I'm punching forward at my target, I can't let my weight fall forward. And we're going to talk about that, striking with leverage, and overall making your punch a more balanced situation today on this episode of Linepro Tips. So first and foremost, what does leverage mean in terms of pass protection punching? It's very simple, but it's the ability of me as an offensive player to get underneath the defensive player's weight through my hands into his body. Okay, so my hands are hitting him in a way that as he tries to push me back, his body is being lifted up and my body is being pushed downwards, giving me balance and taking strength away from him. So the biggest coaching point here is obviously just punching your target from a low hand position to a middle hand position higher instead of going high to low. I see a lot of youth guys doing drills carrying their hands like this high or in front of their face. And if they're going to punch slightly upwards from there, then they're going to be punching their target in the face or getting their hands caught between their face masks. A lot of you guys know what that feels like. I know that I certainly do as a player. I want to carry my hands down below my chest, and so I can punch his chest at a slightly upward position. Now that we've talked about leverage a little bit, I wanted to talk about the balance piece of this. Okay, this is something that's super common for young linemen, but as a target approaches them and they go to punch, they let their weight fall forward over their feet. Okay, so the biggest two culprits of this is not having any control over my head position. All right, if I let my head fall forward, I generally am going to follow that. Okay, and then the second piece is keeping the elbows in, thumbs up, like we were always saying. Okay, so keeping your head back, keeping the thumbs up will keep you from falling forward. The reason that not having your thumbs up is going to contribute to you falling forward, and what I say is lunging, is that if I punch with my thumbs down, again, my armpit's open, and now I'm going to be making a throwing motion, all right? I don't need to throw the punch forward, okay? I need to have balance and have my hips be engaged and punch the guy at a slightly upward angle, and that's going to allow me to stop his momentum while not falling forward into the contact. So one of my favorite drills to get a player better at being balanced is to take a stick or a broomstick or a pole and have him hold it with two underhand grips, okay? And then he's just going to get strong through his bicep and his tricep and just try to keep that stick where it's at. He can take his feet into a pass protection stagger in a nice wide base and sit on the inside of his feet. He can keep his head back away from the player who's going to be holding the stick for him. And then that player can just gently move that stick back and forth and side to side and put pressure on one side versus the other. And all you want to do as an offensive player there is just keep that stick stable, keep your upper body from falling forward and back by squeezing your elbows and making your chest big, and then move your feet, all right, with small steps just to try to stay in front of that player and not let him turn you. And this is just going to train your body to stabilize itself and keep the head over your own feet and keep your feet underneath your body. The next drill you can do from there is to drop the stick and have that player get a bag, all right? And then you can just stand in front of him with ready hands and just have him stand maybe a yard away and walk directly to you, trying to walk through you. And you can just show your hands and see that target coming in, and then you can just punch, keeping your head back. And don't worry about having to give up ground to recover your feet, okay? Have him walk into you in a way that he's trying to make you feel like you're getting bull rushed. And when you punch, I want you to really experience that loss of balance and let your feet just catch you and get back to a ready to punch position as fast as possible. Guys, I just want to say thanks for joining us for this episode of Linepro Tips. This wraps up our series about the pass protection punch. In review, we talked about hand carriage, We talked about punching more suddenly. We talked about punching more powerfully. And then finally today, we talked about punching with balance and leverage behind your hands. If you guys have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Please share this video with your friends. We want to make many, many more like it. Let us know if there's a subject you want us to talk about. This whole punch series came from user submissions, so we'd love to hear from you guys anytime. You can tweet at us at LineProFB. You can follow us on Instagram at LineProFB, and check us out on Facebook, LinePro Football. I'm Coach Linny, Alex Linnencole. This is LinePro Tips. We'll see you guys next time.